Hey everyone, and welcome to the 20s pod. Why do I always spaz up?
You're good. Should I try to intro it?
Yeah! You got this, queen.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Welcome to the 20s podcast.
This is a podcast for the girlies in their 20s.
In their 20s.
Who are seeking a life lived to the fullest. I'm Liv.
And I'm Meg.
And welcome.
That was bad. That was really bad.
Let's just roll.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like it kind of sets the tone for the episode today. We are tired going into today, but that's not going to define us. We are a little out of it, but that's okay. We come as we are. Mm-hmm. And today's episode is just going to be quite literally a catch-up on life. And we are excited to dive into so many random things with you.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a genuine coffee chat.
A genuine coffee chat. We have our French press. Can we press it?
Yeah, I think it's ready to go. If you're just listening and not watching, we're currently pressing that. Can you hear it?
Yeah, we're on our second French press right now, our second round of it. And we are coming off of an exhausting but incredibly fun weekend. It was my sister's wedding this weekend.
The ASMR.
Hit me with it. I don't think that actually picked up anything. But we had my big sister's wedding this weekend. Meg came along with for moral support.
Yep.
And it was genuinely so sweet and so fun. And it is now Monday, and normally I get up in the morning at 7, probably on average, sometimes earlier. And I did not get out of bed till 8:30 today.
It was tough. It was really tough to get out of bed.
Yeah, we are exhausted, but hearts are full.
Hearts are full.
But it's Monday, and I'm not ready.
Naps are in order today. It has to happen. Otherwise, we're going to just struggle the rest of the week.
For sure. But I guess we're going to start things off with a little high-low buffalo. If you have tuned in, you know the drill. High, something that's exciting and great about the past week. Low, something low and sad and buffalo. Like a buffalo, something random. Meg, hit us with it.
All right. My high was definitely the wedding this weekend. There's so many highs to it, but weddings are just the best.
They are the best.
And it was really sweet. I feel like just growing up with you, Liv, and your family and just always being around your family, it like in a way felt like a family wedding for me too, where I was like, oh, I feel so honored to be here and get to watch Gretel get married. And so it was just so sweet to get to see your whole family and get to be there and celebrate. And just so fun to dress up, and it was beautiful too. Like so classy, so beautiful, being downtown Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Was so fun too.
My sister is just a very classic woman. She is just simply beautiful and simple, beautiful, classic. Like that is Gretel, like every day of her life, and her wedding was very much that exact same way. So it was sweet to see that.
Yeah,
so.
Which is always, I think, one of my favorite parts about weddings, when people are like, oh, that is so them.
Yes, we talked about this on our wedding episode.
Yeah, and that's what everyone kept saying at the wedding. They were like, oh, that's so Gretel, or that's so Joe, or that's so them. And so that was so sweet to just see them reflected in all the details of their day.
Yeah, for sure. And the Steingruber family. That was your first Steingruber family wedding.
It was. Yep.
And so
it was great.
I feel like every family has their own culture, their own things that they kind of like bring to the table. And so I love family weddings in particular because they're just, I have so many cousins, and so we've done these wedding reps so many times. Yeah. So it's kind of fun to just like, it feels like a grounding experience, like a family reunion sort of deal. But
no, it's so sweet. And so that was definitely the high. And it was fun too having Nathan there because it was the last wedding we'll attend till our wedding. So it was just fun the whole time to get to be there together, enjoying the day, and also just dreaming and envisioning what our day is going to look like. And so that was an added little sweet bonus to the weekend as well.
For sure.
So that's my high.
The low is low, though.
The low is low.
I think I know what you're going to say.
The car.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the way down to Milwaukee, the car broke down. Nathan's Prius.
Rats out the Prius.
The Prius went down. And so thankfully we got it into a shop, but it is broken and it's still in Milwaukee.
And we're 3 hours from Milwaukee.
And so we
went on an adventure, everyone.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. And we like coordinated this whole weekend so that we would only have one car in Milwaukee between the 4 of us. Mm-hmm. So that ended up being problematic because there was only one car and the car was in the shop. So low in the sense that it was a little crazy trying to figure out what to do. You're in a foreign city, you don't really know where to go. Mm-hmm. But thankfully the Lord's grace was upon us, and we had a friend in the area that loaned us his car for the weekend so we could still get around everywhere. Found a good shop for it. There's a chance it's under recall. Could potentially be covered, so we're praying for that. And we figured out that we could just get a rental car. So we took a rental car back, and that worked out great.
Took the Nissan Altima back to La Crosse.
Yep. Piled in. So low because it was not ideal. Like, car stuff is never fun.
No,
but
it's not. It's actually the worst.
Yes. Just grateful that we were safe and it wasn't anything terrible. And so
it's true. It could have been bad. It was like a brake thing too. So
it could have been a little sketchy, but ended up being fine. And honestly, I feel like highs came out of it. Where on Sunday we were trying to find a rental car and had to wait a little bit. So we had a little coffee date waiting, and that was sweet. So yeah, we're just trying to find the joys even in the things that could be very frustrating or
totally
anxiety provoking. So that was life. The low. It is just life.
It's like you can let those things ruin you.
Yes.
And it was hopefully some of it's covered by warranty because it wasn't a cheap repair. And it could obviously be like a lot, but I feel like you guys did a really good job of just like keeping your priorities straight of like, we're safe, we're good.
Yep.
Everything's fine in the grand scheme
we don't
of
need
life.
to freak out
This is
about
not
it.
a big deal. And so
life just happens sometimes.
Life does happen.
So it'll be okay. My buffalo, I could not think of a buffalo from this last week, and so I thought of one to share from like 2 weeks ago.
Hit us with it.
Because I think the girlies will think this is funny and potentially relatable, even though I hope no one can relate to this. So I think it was 2 weeks ago. I was wearing a bodysuit.
So funny.
And the bodysuit.
Andy, have you heard the story? Okay.
Oh man. So the bodysuit didn't have the snaps are like broken on it, and so it doesn't actually snap.
Yeah, the snaps like in the dryer, the bodysuit got like all wound up, and so it like tore. So the snaps on it are gone.
Yeah, the snaps are gone, but it's still wearable. Like you can just tuck it into your pants, and it's totally fine. And so with that, it's obviously not as secure because it's not snapped anymore.
It's not as
But
secure.
I didn't think about it at all. And we were at work in a work meeting. I go to the bathroom. I unfortunately forget to tuck the bodysuit back in.
And let's just quickly explain our work. So Meg and I both work on this historic redevelopment project downtown La Crosse. So we're like within the historic building, and our work meetings are in the building, checking out the job site, seeing the progress on it, and the meeting was with vendors.
Yeah, and so we had just one meeting with our team. I went to the bathroom, came back up, and I had a meeting with like 2 vendors, and they were like 2 middle-aged guys.
Yeah.
And just me with these 2 guys giving them a tour of the building, and gave them the tour, did not have any idea what I looked like, and then got home an hour later, and I realized that the back side of the bodysuit was hanging out of my pants. So it was like, it looked like underwear, like this like tail hanging out of my pants. And it was for sure visible. Like I checked every different way of like how it could have maybe looked, and it was just simply hanging out. And so I was embarrassed slightly, but I was like, it already happened. It's over with. It's okay. All the guys like reassured me, or like,
yeah, our boyfriends were like, maybe they didn't notice. Like, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, I like showed it to them, and they were like, yeah, I would have not even thought that was abnormal.
But like to any girl, we all would know what's happening. And I don't know, it's hard for me to understand like men not being like, they're truly not that observant. That's hard for me to wrap my head around.
And what would you think that was, or like going on? And so hard to understand, but they were very affirming of I don't think the guys even noticed and questioned it if they did. So
it was just funny when Meg walked into our apartment and she like turns around and the little tail was hanging out and she was like, I just sat through the last hour of meetings walking
just like this,
walking our vendors through the building.
They're like walking behind me, so it's like clearly right there. But you know, what can you do?
It happens. We're just humans, and
yeah,
it's a good
so
story.
That's my buffalo.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yep,
I love it.
What about you, Liv?
High was my sister's wedding. Yeah, honestly, I feel like what was so great about it from my perspective was I think you just recognize how like short life is and how precious moments are, and just to have all my family members in one room. And obviously these are days like you dream of and you hope for and you long for the people you love, and to actually see that come to pass and be there with my whole family and see my sister as a bride, like it was so emotional. I think I was talking about it on the wedding episode a few episodes back that I forgot. I think I said that I wouldn't cry.
Yes, yeah.
I was a mess. Not during like the ceremony and like the speeches or anything. Like I kept my cool then, but I think when it was like safe, private moments, I just was losing it. And my sister was just so beautiful and had so much fun. And she was texting all of her bridesmaids last night just saying that it was the best day of her life and she had so much fun, and it just makes my sister heart so happy. And I got tons of quality time with her the few days leading up to it, so it was
so
overall
sweet.
Just really sweet. And so I'm grateful, because being in weddings, we know that sometimes weddings aren't always all sunshine and butterflies for people. It can bring out like out a lot of difficulties in families and stuff, and the days can be really challenging on people. And so I was just grateful for how sweet it was. Low, I mean, I don't want to be redundant, but I'm tired and unwell slightly, actually. So I need to like figure out how to like sleep and chill and take a second to regroup, because I'm kind of not okay just physically. Like I danced so hard. Not the entire time. My sister's dance was like 3-4 hours long, but the first like 2 hours I went hard, okay? Like really hard, and my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, my shins hurt, my hips hurt, my arms hurt, my chest, like literally every part of my body is aching. And
you need to take a bath.
I was thinking about that. I'm going to take a magnesium bath today,
Yeah.
put in my salts and soak and just relax, because my body is not well. My buffalo, kind of random. So I took the train down to Milwaukee, like the Amtrak train, and I loved taking the train. I don't think enough
I guess I
people
haven't
talk
even
about-
heard about your train experience.
Okay, let me tell you about the train. It was such an awesome experience. Personally, I hate driving. Like, hate driving. Hate it, which is super frustrating, because now I've become a real estate agent and now I've realized I have to drive everywhere. And I have drove, like, in the last year, I hardly ever drive, because we live and work. We literally never have to drive anywhere, but now I drive all the time, and it kind of sucks. But I took the train down to Milwaukee, and it's my new thing. I love it. You just literally hop on the train. There's not like any like crazy security or anything like that. Like, it's just so chill vibes. You get on the train. You have so much room. Like, it's like quadruple the amount of room than on an airplane, if not more. Like, crazy. I just sat and I worked the whole time, vibed, wasn't stressed about people crashing into me or anything like that, or me not knowing how to drive, or me putting other people at risk because I'm an awful driver.
It's actually so safe.
It's actually so safe, I think. I mean, when we first left the La Crosse train station, it kind of went like this for a second, and I was like, oh my gosh, is it gonna be like this the whole ride? Like, I'm terrified. And then it didn't do it again, but it was so honestly enjoyable. And then my dad and my sister picked me up at the train station, no problem. I met some awesome people. You know me, I like to yap. I met this really sweet woman. We yapped for a long while, exchanged numbers. She lives here in La Crosse.
Oh my goodness, no way.
Yep, made a new friend. She does folk dancing here in La Crosse and invited me to go folk dancing with her.
What even is folk dancing?
You know, I don't know, but I like to dance, and so I'm sure folk dancing is going to be great. And train experience was an 11 out of 10.
That's incredible.
I guess the only downfall of it is more expensive than driving. But I feel like there's circumstances where it's totally worth it. Like if I'm by myself and I don't have someone to drive me, I would just do it. Anyways, love the train, big train girl.
That is awesome.
That's my High-Low Buffalo.
That's good.
Yeah, and something I love about the High-Low Buffalo we've been doing is, as I've been talking with people who've been listening to the podcast, is other people are starting to do the High-Low Buffalo in their life, and that makes us so happy, guys. It's a really good dinner time conversation that you can have with your significant other, family members. Keep the High-Low Buffaloes rolling.
Yeah, keep it going.
All right, what are we going to talk about next, Meg? Actually, let's talk about some things we've been loving.
Things we've been loving.
All right. Welcome to this segment, Things We've Been Loving. This is a segment where we talk about things we've been loving.
We have 5 things we've been loving today to share.
Oh, okay. Slay.
I wrote them down.
I thought we were going to just rip it.
Oh, we can just rip it.
Okay. Start us off with
You
one.
know? Okay. I'll start off with my first thing I've been loving is going to bed early. I have not usually.
I've always been loving that.
See, yeah, I'm not the best go to bed early girl, but this last week I was in bed by like 9:30 every night, which isn't crazy early, but earlier than I normally go to bed, and it was awesome.
It's glorious.
So I'm trying to continue that this week.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have a choice. I just fall asleep. It's like, even if I'm up, I am dead. Like, I can't. If I'm not up and running, I'm sleeping. Like, I fall asleep at like 9:30 every night, whether I'm watching a show or just chilling. I just don't know what it is. This weekend at the wedding went to 11:30, and I was dragging, like quite literally dragging.
Not going to bed till like almost 1 a.m. was wild.
That made me want to vomit.
That's fair.
Yeah. But
yeah,
going to bed early.
Going to bed early. Been loving it.
Love that. Okay, let's talk about this thing I do have written down. Road trip snacks. So I think this was inspired by us being on the road this weekend.
Yep.
So we definitely are snacky girls. We get hungry very easily. I think we've talked about this on the podcast a few times. We're always hungry. Not always, but oftentimes. We need food. If we don't have food in us, honestly, I just turn into a crabby girl.
Yep.
Super frustrating. But what's our favorite road trip snacks? Because we're pretty consistent.
Yeah, I would say the first one is beef sticks.
Let's talk about some beef sticks.
The beef sticks, the chomps, jalapeno.
Let's talk about 2 of them. Chomps.
The jalapeno ones specifically are the best.
That's a new thing for us.
Yeah, we just got on the jalapeno grind.
Yeah, my friend Hannah, who I'm in real estate with, she got me on the jalapeno beef stick chomp. Game changer. So good. What's interesting though is if you go to the grocery store, the other chomps will always be on sale, but the jalapeno one never on sale.
Never is. Interesting.
It's good. It's really good.
It's really good.
The other beef stick that I love that I actually had this last week is the Thousand Hills.
Yes, I had that one too on the way down. It's so good.
Gosh, that one's like juicy.
It is juicy.
And the flavor's insane.
Yeah.
Thousand Hills, it's like a grass-fed, grass-finished, regenerative, like, it's a happy little beef stick, and they make them in Minnesota, and they're fire.
It tastes so fresh. I think that's the one thing compared to the chomps. The chomps are kind of like dry, a little bit more like tougher, like jerky in a sense. You gotta bite it.
Yeah.
Where like the Thousand Hill ones, it's juicy, it's fresh,
juicy beef stick.
it's really tasty.
Yeah,
it's
just
just
a little less
pricey.
protein than the chomp. Like if you're looking at dollar per protein, like some people, chomps is definitely a better value. Thousand Hills is just a delicious.
About like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, it was new. This beef stick was new.
At least at our grocery store.
At our grocery store, and it was so cheap.
I know.
It was like $1, and we should have stocked up like crazy because now it's more expensive than chomps. But it's good.
Beef sticks. They're like literally essential to our lifestyle. We always have beef sticks on us at all times. Next thing in breaking news, Olipop is now in Quick Trip. Praise the heavenlies. So Meg and I did some marketing work for Olipop this time last year.
Yeah.
And I know that we did not have influence truly on Olipop entering Quick Trip, but I did caption one of my posts for Olipop, something about how we just need Quick Trip and Olipop to finally collab. So I like want to slightly give myself like a tiny
that
bit
you were
of
the
credit.
one that
I don't want to stroke
influenced
my
them.
ego, but I feel as if it had to have some sort of influence. Maybe, probably not, but that is very exciting because honestly, I love Quick Trip. Quick Trip is a La Crosse, Wisconsin. The corporate is here, and so it's very much part of our culture here, like Quick Trip in La Crosse.
Yeah.
But Quick Trip, especially like 1 year ago, they did not have the best better for you options in the store. Where Meg and I wanted to create a piece of content for Quick Trip last year where we were going to like kind of figure out like what things we would eat there if we were going to get on the road. And we struggled to like even kind of figure out what we wanted to do that was like seed oil free, gluten free, la-di-da-di-da. So I'm so happy that Quick Trip is just hopping on some good better for you options. So
it's very exciting. We took advantage of it this weekend. We got the Mountain Rush Olipop with a little caffeine in it.
Come on.
So good.
It was really good. So that's great news. That's in our Quick Trip haul. Other road trip snacks. Go Macro Bar.
Classic.
Go to all the time. Can't get enough of it. Chocolate with peanut butter chip.
Oh,
Give
so
it to me
good.
every single time.
So
fire.
good.
And Go Macro Bar is in Quick Trip. Some Quick Trips, I'm pretty sure.
That would be awesome. I haven't even looked, but
yeah. Love Go Macro Bar. Also, literally want Go Macro Bar to sponsor us so bad. I want Go Macro Bar, the owners to come on the podcast because Go Macro Bar is only, those are created
an hour away
from us.
Yeah.
La Crosse, we just are.
There's some good
brands over here, but we are big Go Macro Bar girlies.
Big fans. The last road trip snack, the Siete salt and vinegar
those
chips.
Are literally to die for.
We've been pounding those.
Yeah, Siete is they are a brand that doesn't use seed oils. They just got bought by PepsiCo, so we'll see
what happens.
But as of right now, I don't think that they're gonna swap for seed oils because people get so obsessed with these big conglomerates. Is that how you say it?
I have no idea.
I probably messed that up. When these big companies buy out these like really small brands because they're worried that they're gonna like absolutely mess with the recipes, and that has happened in the past. But I listened to like a podcast about Siete, and I think a lot of these like big companies know that people don't want to have seed oils, and like that's the reason why people buy Siete is because of that. So it could literally jeopardize the entire brand if they start using seed oils. So hopefully they don't, because those salt and vinegar chips.
I feel like it's just best for Pepsi because they have this whole group of people that won't buy their products.
Right.
And so if they change it, they just lose that market. And
right. And just with the direction, there's like so much stuff coming out. Sorry, there's something in my eye. There's so much coming out about seed oils, la-di-da-di-da. And I think there's just going to be more people who aren't going to want to eat them. So someone needs to get on the no seed oil train.
Yep.
Siete does it right. We love Siete. Everything Siete is so fire.
Yep. But the salt and vinegar ones lately have just been hidden.
Okay, road trip snacks. The last thing I want to talk about personally for things I've been loving is nice people. I love nice people. And I'm particularly thinking of two girls I met this weekend at a coffee shop. We picked up flowers. I did my sister's flowers for her wedding. And then we went to this donut shop to get some coffee. And there was just these really nice girls who were serving us coffee. And I really felt like I became best friends with them.
That is so sweet.
And I just love people. And I love connection so much, especially with just random people who just are so kind and loving. Like, there's nothing better than nice people. Like, nice people are the best. And I love that.
I love that. It's so true. It's so good. I feel like I learn from you when we go out places, like how to just connect with a stranger. It can feel like such a barrier for me of like, what do I say? How do you start a conversation? And I feel like you're just it comes very naturally to you, but you're just very good at connecting with other people and like opening the door or just asking a question that then sparks conversation. And so
I think the best thing that I have been trying to do recently to connect with people is if I just see something, I say it. So it's like, if like what they're wearing, I just say it. Or if I think they're beautiful, I speak it. Or I just ask them how their day is. Like, it's just...
it's like simple little things. Or like, we were sitting across from a girl at a coffee shop, and she was reading a book or something, and I think you just asked her, like, I don't even remember, a question about the book, or like, what are you reading? Or like, oh, are you from the area? Because it was a coffee shop at a hotel, so a lot of people like aren't, and so the little questions like that.
I just love people. They're so awesome.
I love that.
Anything else you've been loving, Meg?
We've been watching the show Crash Landing on You.
Oh yeah.
Which I started like a long time ago, and then Liv and I just started watching it recently, and it's just so wholesome.
It's really good.
It's so good.
I actually really want to watch it like now.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta work today. I got things to do.
The hard part about it is you can't multitask and watch this show because it's filmed in South Korea, and you have to watch with subtitles.
Korean, and then it's the subtitles.
So you have to be like reading it.
I like really have been loving learning just like little bits about like the Asian Korean culture, which I don't have a lot of people in my life who are part of that culture, but I want people that are, because I'm so fascinated.
It is fascinating
by it, and just culture in general. Like I just really want to travel and
learn about other
people.
Yeah. Which I feel like kind of brings us into another thing we were talking about today. Not a thing we've been loving, but the dream we've always had.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about our dream. Okay. I think it was I don't know why I was getting solidified this weekend for some reason. I think it's just this time of year in general. It's spring, obviously it's starting to warm up, but you also get these random really cold days. And Meg and I, for the last few years, have had this dream because we're in Wisconsin, and because we feel like we're supposed to be in Wisconsin and we don't feel like we should be moving across the country to somewhere warmer. We really want to still travel, even though this is our home. But going on just like a 1 week vacation can sometimes feel, at least to me, I don't know, not always worth it. I don't even know if it's that. I guess what we're getting at, here's the dream. Sorry, I have all the build up. We want to move for like 1 month of each year.
4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks, we want to move and completely just get up, move, immerse ourselves somewhere else, get like a longer term Airbnb, work, like still work if that's work like remotely. The season of life we are in, work remotely, immerse ourselves into like whatever culture that, like wherever we are, like join workout classes, try to actually build community, eat the foods, try to like actually like live life like a local. And so one of the places that we've always dreamt of, which I don't know, I feel like I'm more open to other places now.
I would agree.
But for a while we're like, oh my gosh, we'd love to go to Australia for like 4 to 6 weeks of the year. But now I'm kind of open. I really am open to other options. Australia is cool in theory, but
yeah,
I feel like there's other places that I would actually be more excited, or I could get more convinced to be a part of. But so we're actually like, dang, we should try to do this now. Not like this year, but like in the next 365 days, which it sounds a little bit daunting slightly, because I think going anywhere for 4 to 6 weeks feels like, how are we logistically going to do that? But it feels like there's no better time than the present to like just try to figure it out. So
we're back on the dream.
We're trying to figure it out. It's like, gosh, we have these dreams, and let's just stop talking about it and try to actually do it. Especially, I feel like now's the time. So Meg's fiance is a king at credit card finessing.
Yep.
Optimizing credit cards so that you can get all kinds of airline points. So I feel like we actually need to have a conversation soon of like, okay, are we going to actually try to do this in this calendar year? What does that look like? Where do we want to go? How much money do we need to save?
Yep.
And figure out how we can.
Yeah, we need to have a little business meeting.
A little business meeting is in order.
In order.
There's so many things that I feel like we have dreams of doing, and it's just so easy to like not do it and not take action. And so I think we got to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
So If anyone has any ideas for us of where would be a great place to live for 4 to 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere warmer. I think that's even the big thing. Because like the seasonal depression is so real. Anyone who's in the Midwest or anywhere cold, like seasons are the best thing ever in so many ways, but it's so hard. Like,
our winters
mentally,
are long here,
and physically I have some stuff that I fight through, and like my bones ache. I need somewhere warm,
some humidity,
just to like for my physical body and my physical health, because the winter can just feel like so daunting physically.
Yeah,
but that's our dream.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm so open to like wherever. I feel like somewhere in the States, just in the South, would be maybe a good starting point.
Totally.
Like,
I agree. Maybe that would be like a good first year. It's like we don't need to do international or first year, even though I personally would love that.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just do something that feels like a good first step. I was even thinking like, I would love to do like a California situation or like San Diego.
Somewhere like Southern California just isn't always that warm is the thing. And so depends, I guess, where you go.
Actually,
and
I don't know if I
when.
want to be in the United States. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that could be fun. I don't know. Okay, low key though, I wouldn't even mind going to Florida. Okay, and this is why.
Yeah.
As long as I am closely accessible to Disney World.
Disney.
Let me tell you, I was talking about it with Meg this morning.
Yeah.
I just want to go to Disney World all the time. We went once a few months ago, and it changed my life. And yesterday on TikTok, I was watching, so Universal just opened like their brand new theme park. It's like Universal Epic, and it's like Mario and Harry Potter, and I have to go. And I know it's so hard to get there and get tickets, and they're not even in their full opening yet.
Yep.
But I love Disney.
It is awesome. We had the best time. And so I feel like it's like a conversation we have like once a week of like, I miss Disney. I miss our friend Marina who lives there. When are we going back?
Literally, I want to go so bad again. It just like one day was not enough.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go back. So
maybe it'll be Florida. We'll see.
We will see. Okay.
See how life plays out.
What are we talking about next?
Liv, how is your job transition been?
Yeah, job transition. I feel like, so it's been officially like, I don't know when to classify my first week of real estate, because I got my license however long ago, and then I was like onboarding for so long, and that is a whole process. It feels so good though now that I'm completely onboarded and I actually can do the work. I can show people homes and take on clients and do the things that I really desire to do. I would say the transition has been okay. Like, I wouldn't say it's been perfect. I wouldn't say it's been like so easy. I feel like it has been what I've expected it to be, where it's been a grind, where I feel like it's been drinking out of a fire hose for the past few months of just trying to figure out how to transition like from one thing to the next. And real estate is kind of like drinking out of a fire hose. Like, it is just kind of intense, but this is actually so disgusting. So something I was not expecting, even though I knew like off the bat, my goal is to help as many people as I possibly can. I want to put in as many reps with as many clients as possible just to learn the ropes. And so I have this client, and we have gone into 2 homes together. Well, one home was disgusting. It was floor to ceiling mold in the house. Like, I'm not kidding you. The whole basement like flooded like 6 feet. You could see the water damage. In the entire basement was mold covering the walls. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I mentally prepared myself for this, for how disgusting some of this would be. And so I'm trying to keep it cool. And also it's so funny because as a real estate agent, I'm not allowed to say that is mold, because if I don't know something with 100% certainty, then I cannot say it legally. So I have to say that is organic matter on the wall that should be tested for mold. And so, but I'm literally like downstairs gagging, and I don't know, I probably have some like real estate agents who are like very seasoned. If they were to like see this, they'd probably be like, you are a baby. But I'm just being real.
You are a baby.
I am a baby. I am a baby, and that is gross. And babies should, it was disgusting. So moldy house, but last night I think takes the cake. And I'm only like literally like a week and a half into showing people houses. So we were touring this house. It was very nice. Like, well, it was an old house, but completely redone. It was nice. And they defined the basement as a crawl space. So crawl space is like something that isn't like a true full basement. It's normally way shorter than like a normal ceiling, but this was totally like tall enough for me to go down there. But the stairs, they were not like normal stairs. They were like very steep. And so I was looking for the electrical panel because we couldn't find it anywhere. Find out the electric panel is on the outside of the house, which isn't super normal. But I tried to go down to the crawl, like downstairs, to see if the electric panel was down there. And I'm not kidding you. For those of you who are like listening, I bet I saw a centipede that was, how big is this? 7-8 inches long, and with legs 3 inches wide. And I felt terror in my body. And I literally saw it. I go up the stairs and I look at my client and I said, and this is where the experienced real estate agents, if they were to listen to this, they'd probably be like, girl, you're a baby. But I said, I can't go down there. I mean,
yeah,
I
that's
just,
fair.
I felt, and I'm like so bad with like mice and pests. And so I feel like that's something
Centipedes
the Lord's gonna need to work on with me, because I have like such a fear like response where when we had mice in our house a few years ago, I like couldn't deal with it because I literally freaked out so bad. Meg's very chill and demure, and I am not at all, not even a little bit. And so my client was very gracious. They were like, oh, girl, don't go down there. And I was like, may God bless you. And I am so sorry. We found the electric panel by the grace of God. It was on the outside of the house. And
didn't have to go in the crawl space again.
But I was like, Lord, I need your grace in this real estate experience, because I don't think I can wrestle centipedes. But I know there's probably way worse things I'm going to bump up against. And
For sure.
Cheers to becoming a real estate agent.
The highs and the lows.
The highs and the lows. But I have my first transaction, which was super exciting. That felt like so fun. And I love people so much. And I've been able to meet so many people, which has been just the best ever. So my heart is full in that regard. So
no, that's so good.
that's been my transition to real estate.
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah. No, it's a lot. I feel like it's been a huge transition, and you're just like you're learning so much, but then you're also relearning in a way how to do life, because it's such a different culture of a job.
Yeah. It's like you're working all the time. It's kind of what it's like, where we're really used to being able to put our work away when work is done. But real estate, whenever your client needs you is when you're working, which it works well with my brain because I honestly think about work all the time. Like, I have a brain that constantly is thinking of ideas and thinking of things.
Yeah.
So it's not like difficult in that sense, or I don't struggle to go to bed at night if I'm talking to a client right before bed, but it's still just different.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably harder on probably like you and my boyfriend and stuff like that, of just like transitioning into me needing to work. Not like it's hard, but I think it's
just a transition. Like, it's just different than what normal schedules have been, or like learning how to like pivot with interruptions or schedule shifting every single week. And so having to be willing to adjust to that as well, and relearn how to work together in different ways. So
that's my real estate update.
That's good.
How about your home, Meg? How's your home coming along?
You know, it's getting there.
What are the home renos been this past week and a half?
You know, Nathan's really putting in the work.
God bless.
I can't say I have done.
Meg, okay.
Okay.
You're misordering everything.
Yeah, so
It's a different type of work.
I should say that I'm doing work, but it's a different type of work. I would say he's putting in the work in terms of like physical labor and hours.
As he should.
It's true.
Was that bad for me to say? I mean, like, you shouldn't be out here, like, I mean, unless you wanted to, but you shouldn't be out here ripping up carpets.
Yeah, no.
That'd just be like, I mean, she could, but you.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Yeah. And if I wanted to, I could. I don't have the desire to. And so I'm okay with this being a man's job.
Right.
But yeah, he's been putting in the work. He's like renovating our attic space to be like an actual room. So that's been a big project. And then our whole upstairs, there's just a lot of projects with like leveling the floors, putting in new ceilings, building a closet.
How do you level the floors? I didn't know you guys were doing that.
You know, I don't really know.
Where are you leveling the
So
floor?
the one problem area is right by our bathroom. There's like an inch or two to get up to the bathroom.
Okay.
Because they added like another, I don't know what it's called, subfloor or something on top of the bathroom floor.
Got it.
So it's just higher up. So it's like this weird gap. And so I think he's still deciding of like, is that area going to get leveled, like put floor on top, level everything, or just make like a little like ramp thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So there's that. But last week we picked out our kitchen floor and we picked out carpet. And so those were like the last two big decisions that we needed to do. And that felt really good to just get those done. Yeah. So
do you have any advice for people who are deciding to renovate their house?
I think have realistic expectations. I think we didn't know what to expect, so that's also hard, and you just don't know what to expect. I think sometimes you just have to get in there and learn as you go, and it's our first rodeo, and so we just really had no idea what to expect, and so things definitely take longer than you think they're going to, especially when you're learning how to do stuff as you go.
That makes sense.
Where it's so different for someone who's like an expert in doing something to do it than when you're like watching YouTube videos and you're learning how to do it and then you do it and there's trial and error. And so I think that's been a big learning curve, and just recognizing that that's like a part of the process and having to just account for that like additional learning time.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I think it's been good. It's been good to grow through how to make decisions together about a house and work together and be partners in it. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's been fun. But I feel like I've been doing a lot of the fun stuff lately, like finding curtains, and we're just like refreshing the bathrooms right now. We're not remodeling them. And so I got new hardware and mirrors and faucets and little like toilet paper holders and towel holders and curtain rods and all the things. So that's been fun to get to do that, but lots of browsing. Sometimes I'm like, it's a lot of browsing, and it's been good for me to learn how to make decisions quicker, because sometimes I can just like look and look and look forever, and
sometimes just gotta
pull trig, try it. If it doesn't work, return it, try again.
Yep,
so
that makes sense. It's good.
Yeah, it's been good. But
what's been your favorite find so far for your home? Or what do you think has made like big impact?
The light fixtures, I think, have made a huge impact.
Light fixtures are just so, I feel like that's something I've learned in real estate too, where it's like normally pretty cheap. Obviously you can spend a fat coin on light fixtures if you want, but you can get some pretty cheap light fixtures that make a really big difference. For sure. So that's been the biggest thing. And we didn't have any, I guess we had a few light fixtures in the house, but they needed to come out immediately. So we had to redo all the lights in the house. So I think that has just made it look a lot better. And it's an easy way to like just refresh the space and bring new life to it and a new vibe. So yeah, we've gotten a lot of new light fixtures, and I don't know. I don't even remember what your question was, to be honest. No, I think that's great. I just asked like what like has made the like a big impact.
Oh yeah, light fixtures for sure. And paint will just transform a whole space. So that has helped. But yeah, this month I need to get back into the wedding planning grind. We are 7 weeks out. That's crazy. I re-looked at my list and I was like, oh shoot, I have so much to do. So this week,
pick something every day.
Yeah.
Or pick a day and do everything.
Yeah, I kind of just blocked it into my schedule a little bit today, and then all of tomorrow night, and then pretty much all of this weekend.
Okay.
And so I'm going to try to, hopefully next week I'll be like, wedding planning's done.
Perfect.
But we'll see.
That's so good.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's good to be here. I was actually thinking about this morning. I was like, oh my gosh. We only have like a month and 2 weeks left of being roommates.
I know.
Sorry, we're going to be doing this like every episode.
6
then
weeks.
when Meg's going to come back from our honeymoon and we're going to just have like therapy conversations.
We're just going to, for real, processing
man.
through life.
We have to figure out where we're going to be filming our podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're moving out of this apartment, which this apartment is so,
a month.
I'm going to miss it so much. Fun fact, I don't know where I'm living.
Yeah.
Purse for me, like actually, if you're listening, there's so many things up there in my life right now, and I could use prayer for breakthrough of like what I should be doing next in terms of living situation, la-di-da.
Yeah.
So I would love your prayers.
We'll find you a place to live.
I will be fine. But anyways,
yeah.
So good. Okay. How much time? How long have we been filming for? Can we get into
30 minutes and now 60.
Dang, wow, we're really filming for considering we didn't have a lot to talk about. What should we talk about? Our Pilates event?
Yeah,
quick?
I think we can just give a quick update and wrap it up.
For those of you who have listened to past episodes, we're trying to plan a little 20s sponsored Pilates event this summer where we're going to sell tickets and we're going to get sponsors and we're going to hopefully have some incredible goodie bags and just make it like the most sweet dream social event for the girlies. This is truly something that we just really want in our lives and have dreamt about.
Yeah.
And we just have a feeling that you guys would also want something like this. And so we're hoping to have it here in La Crosse, but we're obviously inviting anyone from anywhere to come and join us for this incredible morning. But we're still trying to secure a venue for the event. But we have a tour of a space on Friday, so we'll give you an update next week on whether or not we book that space.
Yeah.
And hopefully we could start sharing details with you, but it's actually been really cool. There's been some like cool just movement with it where there's some talk on some like pretty baller sponsors.
Yeah.
If it ends up working out, we're not going to say who they are yet because they're not confirmed, but low key, this could be crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully this next week we'll have an update. If we secure the location, then we have location, date secured, and then we'll be able to like confirm everything else, which will be so exciting.
But ladies, this is gonna be
a fun
event to be at. Like it's gonna be, I think, like a core memory of the summer.
Oh, for sure.
I really think so.
Yeah.
So,
it's just like there's nothing better than a girl community event. And we're just excited to bring all the girlies together.
Yeah, and we're going to try to reach out to some of our favorite brands to have them send just like products and stuff. So hopefully it's going to be more than just Pilates. It's going to be like just like this overall wellness event. And it's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
So we're really excited, but we'll send you an update next week. And then I guess the last thing is a few episodes ago, we're talking about how we're trying to change our Instagram name because we used to have a shop and that's why it was called Shop 20s, but we feel like we've kind of outgrown that name, and so we're trying to come up with a new name for our Instagram that's a little bit more encompassing of what we're trying to do with the 20s brand in general. Yeah. And so you guys have written in or DM'd us with some awesome names, and so I have some of them written down. I'm going to say some of them, and we can kind of we haven't really discussed them.
Yeah, I don't even know what they are.
We've gotten like DM'd them, but we haven't really been able to talk about them. So we're going to talk this through a little bit. Okay, first one, Talk 20s.
Oh.
I think this person probably was thinking about the podcast. It's a good podcast name, for sure.
It is a good podcast name.
But I think I really do like Talk 20s, but I'm wanting to do something maybe a little bit more encompassing of like more of a larger brand than just the podcast, because we want to do more events and we have a bunch of other ideas as well. So we also have Inspired 20s, Feeling 20s, In Your 20s, and then we have 20s Girls Club, and the person wrote in like we could either write it out like the word 20s Girls Club or it could be just like 20S Girls Club. Hopefully no one is listening to this who's going to take these Instagram
Don't
URLs.
steal them.
If you steal them, we're going to literally cry. I have literally DM'd like the people that have the
handles that we want.
and they're like, they'll respond back like,
No,
absolutely not. And I was like, okay, sorry, I
Please.
bothered you.
I know. They're just like not even real accounts, which is
I know,
so annoying.
they're one of them is a real account, but he like has posted maybe a few times, and I was like,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
But it's okay, you got there first. But I think the one that maybe is my favorite is the 20s Girls Club. But
I do like that. I like the girls. Like because it really is a brand for the girlies,
I
a
know.
podcast for the girlies. Like we know there's a small number of people that are not girls that watch this.
Yeah.
Mainly
but
family members.
But we love you.
But it
20s Girls Club isn't taken. Is 20s Girls taken?
I'm pretty sure that one is taken.
Okay.
I think you could do like underscores. I remember looking at
Underscores,
but it's just like
ruin a vibe. How in 20s
Yeah.
is 20s Girlies taken?
20s girls.
Is Girlies too
I feel like girlies is maybe too like
young?
yeah.
I like Girlies, but I think 20s Girls Club. It's
20s
not.
girlies. 20s girlies.
Okay.
Or maybe it's between 20s girlies and 20s girls club then.
Okay, can you guys actually comment below?
We'll do the poll. We can do the poll.
How do we do that?
It's like through, I think, Spotify.
Perfect.
Where it's like, yeah, we just put a poll in and you can
Okay.
vote where you'd put like a review, I think.
Okay, guys, this is actually a really important decision.
It is.
So please pull through for us. We need your help because we want what you guys want too. So should we do 20s Girls Club or 20s Girlies? Let us know. And if someone has
Ooh.
any other fire
Yeah.
idea, the DMs are still open, but
They
we do
are.
need to make, I think we need to make a decision before
Before the event.
for
the
sure.
event.
And we need to kind of like embrace the new era of 20s before then.
I would agree.
but-
Well, this is exciting.
This is
Maybe we'll make
exciting.
some progress this
Yeah.
next week.
Well, guys, thanks for listening to our life updates.
Uh-huh.
We have a lot of other podcast ideas that are on the mend, some really
Yeah.
fun ones. But today was one of those where we didn't have much in our tank, so we just
Nope.
had to catch up with you guys.
Little coffee chat.
Little
And
coffee
so-
chat. We appreciate you guys. I love
Yeah.
you guys so much.
Yeah.
And
I think we're gonna end it with a little shout out.
okay, this is something we're going to start doing. We want to start shouting out some of our podcast listeners for being loyal listeners. If you want to shout out, or if you want us to shout out someone that listens, feel free to DM us and we'll maybe shout you out. But today's first ever 20 shout out goes to my brother, Chris Steingraber.
Yay!
Chris Steingraber is husband to Jenna Steingraber and father to Wade Steingraber. And Chris is 30 years old or 31. I'm not 100% sure. He's a nurse and he's the best big brother ever. And he informed me this weekend that he has listened to every single podcast. And something about that just really made me feel the love. And so, Chris Steingraber, thanks for being a loyal listener. We love all of you so much. And we will see you next Wednesday. Bye.